Back here in ArcMap, we're going to export our document, our map document, to an Illustrator file by going to the File menu and going to Export Map. And I'm in my Cartography directory, and I'm going to choose, of all of these file formats, you can choose PDF and just export that and be done with it if you think it looks pretty good. I like to bring it into Illustrator and add some finishing touches there, so for the purposes of today, let's choose AI, which is short for Adobe Illustrator. And I'm going to call it cartographyworkshop.ai. Now, anytime you're working between multiple software packages, for instance Adobe Illustrator and ArcGIS, you never know what's going to happen on the bridge in between their file formats. I hope this works. I think it will. Another thing about ArcGIS that is kind of annoying is it doesn't render. Your maps look better than they do on screen. If you export to PDF, your map will automatically look better in the Adobe environment. So I'm going to go open Adobe Illustrator. And I'm going to open that file called Cartography Workshop. And I'm going to get this message, I'm going to say update the legacy text, and I'm going to cross my fingers. And here are my... So I'm much more comfortable editing and making final touches in Illustrator than I am in ArcGIS for two reasons. One, I'm personally more comfortable there, and two, there's a lot more finishing touches, there's a lot more style, there's a lot more nuance you can add in this environment than in that ArcMap layout document. So I'm gonna clean some stuff up here that you guys have been cleaning up there. For instance, many of you may have noticed that this stuff doesn't make any sense. So I can just delete that right here and clean it up very easily. So I don't know why it's not doing that. So I'm going to delete this title, and I'm going to add my own text. I'm going to add a new layer in my Illustrator environment called Kirk Text because I want to make this look better than ArcGIS can. So I'm making a new layer in my Illustrator document called Kirk Text. And I'm just going to add some better headings to these map frames because Illustrator is much better at producing type that looks better and clean than is ArcGIS.
What does the white arrow do?
The white arrow is called the direct select tool. It'll select individual objects that are in groups. So it's sort of like a way to get at one thing that's grouped into. I want to show you one of the cool things I can do in Illustrator that I can't do in ArcGIS. So in one of my choropleth maps, I'm going to select the class of poverty that is the highest, the area I'm most interested in, and I'm going to select same fill color. And now I have all my red polygons selected. And I'm going to do an effect of extrude and bevel. And this may crash, but I just did it on Anna's machine and it worked. These parameters control how much and what angle I'm extruding at. 32 degrees. 0 degrees, 0 degrees, and 50 points, and then it'll take some time to render, and it may crash, we'll see. But that does not look good. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Yeah, I know, I probably should get rid of the shadow, huh? Let's see if that works. Okay. So there I got some cool chart jump. It shows up much cooler on the screen, trust me. Right, Anna? It has thumbs up from over there.
Can you describe what you did again?
Yeah, I'll do it again, so I'll start from scratch. So, in one of my choropleth maps, you can follow along if you want. Select the area you're most interested in. This is a way to bring things out of the city. And it sort of mimics the built environment of the city too, so that's cool. So I select one of those red polygons, and this is something we did a lot of earlier this morning, is select same fill color or same appearance. Now I've got everything in that red class. And I want to apply an extrude and bevel effect. Under effect, go to 3D, go to extrude and bevel. And I was just telling Anna, 3200, after years of research, these are the best parameters. Now the extrude depth was 50. I think that's a little too high. So I'm going to choose 25 point here. And it'll render a sort of a more subtle version of what I just did. And I urge you to do this at your desk because it's really not showing up well on the projector. And it also does it to the legend thing, which I'm going to get rid of here. But I'm going to make sure you guys all do that because it looks really cool on screen and it doesn't really look very good on the projected image. Okay, so is there anybody who's having trouble or wants to do that?
What are the angles you use?
So from the top, 3200, and then the extrude depth was 25.
But if we do for each color, since each color refers to a category, so if we do for each color, there will be a different height.
You can change